All right. I think we can do this math without a calculator, which is why I wanted you guys to use your mental math, your fundamental math. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is 16 times 10?
160.
160, right? 16. We could do 16 times 1, that's 16 and add a 0, which would be 160. Or if you do 16 times 10 is 160. So our next line should read 160 pi. Do you guys remember in the video where he said write the pi on the right side? Do you guys remember that? Yes or no? Okay, some of you do, some of you didn't. In math, if you would have, everybody just look up here real quick. If you would have written pi 160, it's not wrong, but in a book, you're going to see them flip it. They're going to put the number before the... So, 160 pi. Done. Now, that was my favorite no. They did pretty much everything perfectly other than they did 4 times 2 instead of 4 times 4, right? But unfortunately, when they did 4 squared, they got 8 here, so they got 8 times 10, and they got 80 pi. Well, if they had done it correctly and put 16, I know that they would have got 160 pi, because their math in the end made sense. I just want to ask all of you, though, as a follow-up question. What were you supposed to express your answer in terms of? Pi. Can you guys then explain to me why several of you plugged in 3.14? Were you supposed to plug in 3.14 if you express it in terms of pi? Huh?
No.
Absolutely not. If the question says express it in terms of pi, just like in the video, right? Did he plug 3.14 in for pi when the question asked him to express in terms of pi? Did he plug in, you guys? No. So we have to follow directions. We have to make sure we follow directions. So on our worksheet that I'm about to give you here in a couple of minutes, okay? There are directions right here. I suggest we underline our directions so that we know how we're supposed to answer the question. Do we understand each other? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay? Make sure, just like on tests, should we underline the question so we know what to write down? The answer is?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, any questions about the volume activity? My favorite, no. Everybody wrote down the correct answer? Everybody has this down on their paper as another example of a cylinder? Okay, I'm going to make sure. Because of course, what are we going to do to that paper when I hand this to you? We're going to staple it, exactly. We're going to staple it.
I just put it on this page because I couldn't get the example on the video.
So-
I didn't have time to get the example on the video, so I just did all that.
So Hudson just said that he didn't have time to get the example in the video. I will post these and you'll have access to the video, okay? So just know that I will make sure that that video is available to you today, okay? So that you will have it when you do the homework. Okay, good. All right. Nicely, one at a time, you're going to come up after I hand you your worksheet and you're going to staple your notes to your worksheet. It is totally up to you if you want to put your notes on the top or if you want to put your notes on the back. That's completely up to you. But they need to be stapled together. When is this volume worksheet due? Next class. And what day of the week is that? Wednesday. Okay. Now, do not put this away because I want to just talk briefly in my close. Okay? Closing up the lesson for today. Kyle. Let's just staple. Back to our seats, please. No staples. Okay, let's get some staples. Excuse me. Just put one of those in there. Doesn't matter which one. Thank you. What else should you have on the top of your volume worksheet? Your what? Who else's name? What else? What else?
Class.
That's right. And what should you underline? The what? What did I tell you to underline? The directions. Thank you, Tim. Tim, say that louder. What should everybody underline? Directions. Make sure we underline the directions. We having a problem with the stapler? All right, hold on a second. Yes. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. What did you guys do?
Kyle jammed you.
All right, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Here, it's okay, give it to me. All right. I think there's an easier way. Everybody go sit down and I'll come around. That might be easier than us all standing up here and waiting. You're all right. I appreciate trying. No biggie. All right, let's try this again. Paul, you got your pages? You already good to go? Paula? Huh? Oh, it's in the staple. Oh, yeah. Okay. Guys, we may have a problem.
Kyle's broke.
It's all right.
I'll go grab one for you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me just kind of talk one last thing in the close, okay? So, I want all the work shown, you understand me? I want to see the formula, all right? I want to see the formula, I want to see all the plugging in. You will notice that you have 2 spheres, 2 cylinders, 2 spheres, 2 cylinders, and 2 cones. So 6 problems for your work. Also, you have at the top the formulas. Thank you. And you have, so again, what do I want to see on your paper? Guys, the what?
All the work.
Okay, Jaden, say that louder for everybody, Jaden W.
All the work.
All the work. He's telling us all the work. Does everybody have the directions underlined like I told you to? If not, let's do it. On the top. Okay. All right. If your paper is stapled, we have approximately 3 minutes. We could probably get or start working on at least one of them. Right? See anyone on that side? Oh. That's okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Maybe what should we also put at the top of our papers? Maybe the due date? Remind us? Yeah, go ahead at the top of your papers and put due next class. Maybe tell ourselves that too. Now tell ourselves it's due next class. Make sure you underline your directions. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Thanks for looking up. Okay, so let's go ahead. Again, we have a couple minutes. Let's see if we can maybe get one problem done. And again, next class, we will have bookwork and we will focus on cylinders. Everybody, what are we gonna focus on next class? Sorry, I asked when you did that. So what are we gonna focus on next class, guys? So be ready when you come in next class to look at the board, and you'll be pulling out book pages, right? And we will be working on bookwork, okay? 4 cylinders. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Great work.